Hello students. In this module, we are continuing to study kitchen planning concepts. And in this video, we'll continue our discussion of kitchen centers, uh, learning about work surfaces, landing areas, clear floor space, and work zone clearances. Now, all of this information is coming right from your kitchen and bath planning guidelines textbook, so I invite you right now to open it up and follow along. We've been studying the different design considerations for work centers, including which tasks happen there, who uses that work center, what kind of appliances and fixtures are there, and what items are stored. In this video, we're going to consider that last piece, which is the work surfaces needed for your kitchen centers. So let's jump right in and talk about something called the Primary Kitchen Activity Center. All right, this is a work zone for kitchen tasks including food prep, cooking, baking. All right, and you are required to provide at least one of them in your kitchen design. All right, basically it's some open counter space. All right, 36 inches wide by at least 18 inches deep, unobstructed by cabinetry, fixtures, equipment, etc. Right. In the previous version of the kitchen and bath planning guidelines, this same concept was called a prep slash work area, right? So you might hear it called both things, primary kitchen activity center, prep work area, right? It's commonly, all right, but not always, placed next to the sink. You can provide more than one of these primary kitchen activity centers, all right, especially with larger kitchens or if you have multiple users. All right. You can also provide what's called a secondary kitchen activity center. It's a smaller countertop workspace, at least 24 inches wide by 18 inches deep. So the takeaway here is really at least one place in your kitchen, you need to have an unobstructed 36-inch wide countertop area. All right. So let's move on to our second concept, which is called a landing area. Right? A landing area is a clear, unobstructed work surface, not circus, directly adjacent to any fixture or equipment. So the purpose of this is to set things down next to your sink fixture, for example, or next to your stovetop, all right, or next to your refrigerator. All right, so you're trying to accommodate the person using that fixture or equipment. Right? This can be combined with or overlapping with that primary kitchen activity center, that 36-inch wide area that we just talked about. So let's take a look at this example. In this image, the number one on an island here is that primary kitchen activity center, that 36-inch wide work area. Right. And then at number two, that would be a landing area next to the stove. All right. And at number three, that would be a landing area next to the sink. How big does your landing area need to be? It varies a little bit depending on the different centers. So let's start with the sink center. You're required to have at least 24 inches wide on one side of your sink and at least 18 inches wide in the other side, all right? And you can swap them if you like, it doesn't matter, right? And it needs to be at least 18 inches deep. For the cooking center, it's okay to be a little bit smaller, right? So you need at least 18 inches wide on one side of your cooktop and at least 12 inches wide on the other. And for all of the other fixtures and equipment in your kitchen, right? And that includes refrigerator, microwave, oven, wine cooler, dishwasher, all of these other items, all right? They all need a landing area as well. and it's required to be at least 18 inches wide and 18 inches deep. All right, so I've got a couple of pictures here. There wasn't a diagram in your book. You can see that you need these areas in order to accommodate, for example, taking a hot plate out of the microwave, you need somewhere to set that plate. All right, when you're stocking your refrigerator, you need somewhere to set your groceries. All right, so all of these different landing areas help your user use, all right, their different fixtures and equipment. There's one more piece to this puzzle, and that is that we can combine those landing areas. So if you've got two items pretty close to each other, next to each other, right, you can use a combined landing area shared between the different activity centers, right? But it has to be a little bit bigger. So let's take a look at this illustration right here. Here's a sink and a cooktop, and we would be required to provide a 24-inch wide landing area right here and an 18-inch wide landing area here for the cooktop. All right. Instead, we need a combined landing area of 36 inches minimum. Where do these landing areas need to be? They're supposed to be directly adjacent to your fixture or equipment. All right. So that means right next to, or depending on the equipment, directly above or below or to the side. All right. For example, like for a dishwasher, it would be directly above, right? For a microwave, it might be below. It can also be across from. All right. And so if you are going to place the landing area across from an item, there's a maximum width of 60 inches away. All right. And that's illustrated in this diagram right there. One last tip while we're talking about landing area location, pay attention to which way your refrigerator door opens. All right, if the door opens this way, you want the landing area next to the latch side of the refrigerator door and not the hinge side. And that's simply for your ease of use as people take things in and out of the refrigerator. All right, so our next topic, while we're talking about work surfaces, is height. How high should these surfaces be? The most common work surface height is 36 inches above the finished floor. All right. It is possible to change or vary this height to accommodate your user. All right. It's fairly easy to raise that height if you have tall clients. All right, and there are various cabinets that you can order that come in shorter sizes as well. All right, but there are some really standard cabinet sizes that count. Table height is 30 inches, a top height is typically 36 inches, and a bar height is 42 inches. Now, it's actually recommended that you provide a couple of different heights in your kitchen. All right, and this is for universal design. The varied heights of work surfaces, all right, are going to accommodate different abilities and different needs of your users. So it's recommended that you provide at least one lowered work surface height, all right, somewhere between 28 and 34 inches. And you might also want to have one higher work surface, somewhere between 36 and 45. Again, these correspond to kind of a standard table height, counter height, and bar height areas. All right, everyone. So we've just covered all of the different clearances needed and sizes for prep areas, landing areas, everything having to do with a work surface in one of the primary kitchen centers. All right, we're going to put a pin in this kitchen centers topic. All right, and come back in the next video to talk about maneuvering areas and clear floor space. Thanks.